Good morning, everyone. A very warm welcome to the Science of Mind Club. And we are right in the middle of our series, which is on self coaching. Really happy and excited to welcome you on this another chapter, another milestone in our journey towards self coaching. And this journey is powered not only by understanding of what are the nuances of coaching, but also some of those mindful insights from the leaders like Marshall Goldsmith, Thich Nhat Hanh, where we have kind of encapsulated all their learnings. We have created an essence of their learnings, which can help anybody in their coaching journey. Okay, so we are calling it a self-coaching journey, but it is definitely important for us to understand that this can be applied in any space of their life. Today, I also have a guest with me on this call, Rima. A very warm welcome to the Science of Mind Club, Rima. I hope, Rima, you are able to see the screen. You are able to hear my voice. If you can,
Yes,
all right,
yes, I
wonderful,
can.
wonderful. So, the structure of this program is like, Rima, that for the first 15-20 minutes, I'll be sharing some inputs and insights around a topic that we have selected. And in the next
Mm-hmm.
15-20 minutes, I will be opening it up for questions. If you have any questions, or if somebody has a question, they can just put it on the chat or can converse with me on that. So is that fine with you?
Yeah, definitely.
All right. So let's go ahead. So the topic for today is really important because we are in the self-coaching, self-discovery kind of a journey. And what we have already covered is topics like how important power of intention can be, how mindful pause can help us reflect better and kind of understand our problems and challenges in a better way, the power of
Mm-hmm.
asking questions, and deep listening. So, these are some of the things we have covered. The format is such that I'll be sharing some of the nice quotes with you and then we'll get started. So, the very first quote that I want to share is, don't just do, be. Presence precedes performance, which means that if we are mindfully present in our life, in all the situations of our life, we will be getting a lot of output in the way where we want to create those outputs. Okay, so that's the first one. The second is really about how do we progress in life. So progress is more powerful than perfection. Many a times we get trapped in this idea of perfection. We want to get things in a perfect way, but then perfection is the enemy of progress. Okay, we definitely have to remember that, okay, to an extent we can go for perfection, but we have to continue to make progress towards our goals. So that is the second powerful insight that I want to share. Now this one is really important. Some time back I read this article on Zen, where they said that the only Zen you bring on top of the mountain is the Zen that you have brought along. Okay, so it is important for us to understand that every interaction is a
Yeah, there's
leadership
not.
moment. Okay, so it is like every moment or every interaction, every circumstance in our life is an opportunity for us to rediscover that leader within us. Okay, curiosity is opening doors in our life, whereas judgment closes them. So in our life, whenever we start with a curious question, whenever we are open to understand, reflect, think about life in a different way, definitely we get new opportunities. The doors of new opportunities open. However, if we are trapped in the judgment, the preconceived notions, then it closes a lot new experiences for us. Finally, in this coaching series, is what we are discovering is how can we really start as a beginner? How can we look at our life with a beginner's mindset? I particularly like this picture for this thought, basically for two reasons. One is that in that beginner's mind lies one of the strongest takeaways for anybody who's looking to coach himself or herself. Okay, so beginner mindset is, I would say, one of the foundational mindsets for things like growth, learning, So we have to start like a beginner. And when you ask like a beginner, you definitely listen to a lot of new ideas, and then you listen like a monk. So asking, having that curiosity like a beginner, and listening, they are two powerful skills which we want to share on this journey. We have already covered a lot of ideas. If you have missed the earlier ones, you can definitely go on our YouTube channel and catch up with them. And the Science of Mind Club is all about bringing another takeaway after takeaway so that we can grow on these topics of coaching, mindfulness, psychology, and neuro linguistic programming. So that is the agenda. This particular series that we are doing now, it is mostly inspired by two of my heroes. One is a Vietnamese monk called Thich Nhat Hanh. He is a Zen monk. And Marshall Goldsmith, who's number one coach in the world, number one executive coach. And, he has written so many books which have inspired a lot of people. And this vision of Science of Mind Club is to build a community of people who are coaches, who are leaders, who are creating more coaches. It's just a 30 to 40 minute of interaction that we'll do. But in every interaction, every week, we are sharing something or the other, or we are, discussing ideas, we are asking questions. Sometimes I also learn from your questions. And sometimes, we share some new topic, new insight. So this is the whole idea. And the focus here is only on positive psychology and NLP and mindfulness, which means we are not discussing things like politics, religion, or anything else. It is purely on the sciences of mind. And it's a free initiative, it's a pro bono initiative. I am just doing it out of my respect to all the coaches who have shared this with me, and just in a way to kind of pay it forward to the community. So these are my views. They have no connection to any organization whatsoever. You can scan the QR code and you can join this. So if you're more curious, just to summarize, it's a community of positive people where we learn, apply, share, and transform. And we feel free to share this knowledge. This knowledge is supposed to be free, and wherever you can practice whatever you can find useful, that is your knowledge. And you can just be curious and continue to learn. So having said that, now we are at an important milestone in our coaching journey, where we have understood that intention and attention, they create new possibilities. We have understood that pause and questioning is very, very important for any coach. And we have also understood the 5 levels of listening, which I covered in the last session. Today, we are going to take it further with a very, very important message. And there are two things I want to highlight on this, is that this message is about how do a good coach, or how do we as a good leader can become a better leader. Okay. And a lot of times it is about these two simple realizations, which I'm going to connect with today's topic. Okay, so very shortly, I'm covering this. And I also see Ashish on call. Welcome, Ashish. We are just getting started. So today's message, or today's idea, is about the attitude of gratitude. Now, let me just unpack this for you in the next 10 minutes or so. That what is this attitude all about? See, the most powerful thing that we can say as a leader, is two words: thank you. Okay, because gratitude is really not an interaction of kindness, but gratitude is a mindful practice. And every day when we connect with people with gratitude, or whenever we connect with even ourselves with gratitude, a lot of the challenges that we face in life, they start to look smaller, only because there is something really positive about the attitude of gratitude. Okay, so every morning, treat it as a new morning. It is about thinking about this question, that what are we thankful for today? What can I genuinely thank myself or others for today? Okay? So maybe whichever phase in your life you are now, and just think about how many those moments of learning, of challenges, of staying put, and of kind of, you know, focusing on your goals. How many such moments have already gone, and you have come all this far, realizing that you have survived. You have been definitely a winner in your life if you are here. And no matter how big the challenges are in your life, let's realize that there were a lot of these decisions that you have taken which have brought you to this point. Okay? Sometimes these decisions were taken by people who are around us, maybe the family members. Sometimes the decisions are taken by ourselves. But thanks to all those decisions that you're here in your life, because there are people who have faced the worst, there are people who are not able to make it, but then you have made it this far. So the first gratitude that we have is for ourselves. Okay. So in Zen, there is a concept called as, there are so many versions of us before us who have led us to this moment, and then there will be so many versions of us in the future. When you think about it, it may look like a Marvel movie to you, but all we are trying to say is that, you know, be thankful all the previous versions of you who have brought you here. You know, so a lot of Anupams have taken certain decisions because of which Anupam is here. A lot of versions of Rima have taken those decisions that Rima is here or Ashish is here. And there is a higher self, there is a possibility of the future that is guiding us. So the whole idea is that what can you genuinely be thankful in this moment to yourself and to others? Okay, so thank people who are around you. Okay. Let's say even if in your life you are facing some challenge, you're facing some problem, and probably you want to coach yourself on that, absolutely fine. Okay, so I can say that, all right, I have all these problems, and one of the patterns can be, the beautiful word called and. Okay, so I am also a neuro-linguistic programming practitioner, a master practitioner, and what we have been taught in the way how we have seen and applied NLP is that words are really, really powerful. So if we use the word and if we keep on adding it, it can also lead to a negative spiral. For example, many a times people say that, oh, I'm so much trapped in my life, and oh, I don't have uh, a strong backing. And we keep on adding and it all compounds. Rather than that, if we use the power of gratitude, okay, so maybe I'm stuck in my life. What I'm thankful for in this moment is that I have a beautiful family, I have a great circle of friends, I have coaches who can help me out, I have a whole community who cares for me. Now that attitude of gratitude, friends, has kind of affirmed that yes, no matter how big the challenge is, you can still crack it. You can still work towards your outcomes. Okay. So the point that I want to drive home here is that as coaches, let's understand the power of gratitude whenever we are engaging in a gratitude exercise, or whenever, let's say, you are sharing this and you find somebody or one of your friends who is in this negative spiral, and you ask them to practice gratitude. Okay. This gratitude is actually rewiring your brain. Okay. So gratitude is actually rewiring the brain to see the possibilities instead of lack, to see instead of a scarcity mindset, a growth mindset, which is very, very important. Okay. So when you are coaching yourself, when your higher self is coaching yourself, in that moment of reflection, always have that gratitude and do a gratitude journaling exercise, which I always recommend. Okay. And whenever you're writing something, whenever you're thanking somebody, start with yourself first. Start with yourself first. Let that settle in. Self coaching, or self mastery, as I call it, self mastery is one of my favorite words. And gratitude, all of this starts from self. Self is the starting point, because If you want to become a leader, if you want to become a coach, if you want to become somebody who wants to help others, you have to understand that you have to affirm your inner worth. You have to start with yourself. This is the most powerful insight, that gratitude is the breath of the heart and it turns the ordinary into sacred. And the first person who deserves your gratitude is you yourself. Okay. So, all this while in your life, thank yourself for coming out of all the challenges. Thank yourself for being a winner, being a warrior, and thank yourself for definitely looking for a possibility of a better future. Okay, because that is something very, very strong. Okay? And understand that in your life, whatever you appreciate, that thing appreciates. It is like our mind is like a magnifying glass. Okay, and as a coach or as a really positive human being, whatever you're trying to focus on, that thing will grow. If you focus on the patterns which are pulling you down, definitely they will grow. But if you are focusing on that, what are you thankful for? What can you do in this moment to be a better person? How that expands, that energy expands. This is where we say that focus goes where energy flows, and where energy flows, there focus goes. Okay? So whatever you appreciate in your life, that appreciates. So take this moment. If you are on this call on this Sunday, or if you are later on listening to this on YouTube, just take a moment of pause, that mindful pause, and write down three things that you're really thankful for in your life. You can write it on your phone, you can write it on the chat window. If you're carrying a pen and a paper, that's the best thing. Just write three things that you're really thankful for in your life. And as you think about it, let it also settle in that this planet has got billions of people, but maybe not everybody has the privilege of getting those things or acknowledging those things that you're writing. Okay, so this is something which is very special to you. What are the three things that you want to appreciate and you want to be thankful for in your life? Take that moment. And finally, let's also remember that uh, we have to appreciate progress. It's not just the outcomes that we have to appreciate. When we start to pay attention to the little things, to the incremental things which are helping us, okay, like on your journey for becoming a better version of yourself, you have taken this step to come on a Sunday morning and join this class, or you're hearing to this video as a podcast, maybe. Okay. So the whole idea is that this can be a small step, but this step is definitely a powerful step in the direction in which you want to take yourself. Okay. So when you appreciate your journey of progress, small things, incremental things, when you are appreciating that, they also appreciate, and you move towards your desired outcome. That was our sharing for the day. What I shared with you is that definitely be thankful, be in that spirit of gratitude, that attitude of gratitude, because there is a process towards it. It's not only just fueling positive emotions, but it is also fueling the outcomes, because it is rewiring your brain, and it is kind of helping you see the possibilities instead of a lack. Okay, so you are rewiring this possibility mindset every day, and you can thank yourself, affirm your inner worth. You can start there. Whatever you appreciate appreciates, and make small progress every day towards your outcomes. Okay, and appreciate those progress. So that is what I wanted to share with you today. The journey ahead is definitely very, very magical and very fun. I would like to thank you for your support. Would like to pause here for questions. You take care of your friends, take care of your parents, keep on learning because learning is fun. Yeah. So I'll take a pause here and I would invite few questions from people who have joined so that I can answer. Rima, Ashish, if you have any questions, you can either unmute or you can also put on the chat window.
Thanks, Anupam, for the sharing. I don't have a question, but yeah, the sharings were worth listening. It's worth that I'm here on the Sunday morning.
Thank you. Thank you, Rima. I can also see a chat here. Thank you, Ashish. Ashish says thanks for reminding good points. Great. Great. Yeah, so our intention is that with this community, I will be bringing on some or the other sharing every week. And time and again, I'll keep you guys posted whenever we are doing some special session. Like, to give you a recap, we have already done a series on neuro-linguistic programming. And time and again, I set up these masterclass on topics like positive psychology, hypnotherapy, what are the other ways of modalities in which we can learn. So all of these different modalities I keep on bringing. There is a resource page that I have configured on Google Sites. This will have a lot of these things that I have put together. Like there is a Udemy course on mind hacks. There is a book that I have written. All of this you will find on my Science of Mind Club page. And also for a daily dose of inspiration, like many people were asking that, okay, how can I get all these positive quotes on a day-to-day basis? This is where on Instagram I have created two handles. One is specifically for coaching, which is called Coach Sutra. So every day you will be getting mindfulness or coaching based leadership quotes. And on the other handle, which is Touch of Zen 108, I will be sharing some or the other thing. Sometimes it is books, sometimes it is just a sharing. So you will find a lot of these resources. The whole idea is that we as a community of positive people, we should keep on learning, and learning is always fun, and we should keep on sharing this with others. So that is all that I wanted to share. And in case you have any questions, you can just let me know on the comment section of the video or on the chat. And over the weekends also, as I said that I'll be doing some pro bono coaching for people who are interested. So I also offer this service of connecting with you, not as a coach or not as an expert, but I would say first as a friend who is more open to learn, more open to share, okay, and help you kind of become that coach for yourself. That was the idea of this whole series on self coaching. Okay, so I'll take a pause now, and if there are no further questions, we can wrap up the session, and probably the next time we'll share something more on this journey of coaching. All right, so no questions then. Thank you so much for your wonderful presence, Rima. Thank you so much, Ashish, and I wish you a happy Sunday ahead. All right, then. Thank you and see you next time.
See you too. Bye.
Bye bye.